Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Scotty's Hobbies. This is my first episode on this YouTube channel, which is basically just going to cover hobbies, mostly probably remote control type stuff, and maybe more so on the rock crawlers. I've got a project on my desk right now that I've been wanting to open for almost a week now. I ordered it a little while back, and I wanted to shoot a video on it, and now I have time to do it, and it is the CR-18P Evo Pro. Now, this is the brush version of that truck. This box came in a little bit damaged, so I opened the box enough just to make sure everything was okay, but I haven't really I haven't charged the battery. I haven't pulled anything really out of the box. I just want to make sure everything inside the box is okay. So I got two projects going. This one is I'm going to leave this one stock for a while, and the reason why I'm doing that is I've kind of been going back and forth with portals, whether I like them or whether I don't like them. So I decided to build a scratch build, and I'm going to build the IR60 Endura, which I've already started on. This is it. I got the green and the black one. I've got the Mofo RC AF chassis. I've got the Mofo RC brass links. I got the Menus axles with the 52 degree in the aluminum, and that's as far as I've got. I've got an Endura skid plate here, and this is the wheelbase for the SCX Gladiator. So as you can see, it's a bit longer. So I'm waiting on my shocks so I can start setting up the suspension and stuff and getting it kind of how I want it. But here's my goal. My goal is to take the stock Evo Pro brushed and see how competitive the 1/24th scratch build can be against this one stock. And I want to do that before I do any upgrades on this. I know I'll do upgrades on the Evo Pro, no doubt. That's just how we all are. That's just what we do. So I'm going to turn the camera down. We're going to open this box. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this other than for my own excitement, because there's plenty of videos out there. But I will share this one with you. So let me turn this down here. It's not the best. Here we go. No, maybe you can see. So I went ahead and cut I've already cut the tape on it. Here's your pack that's got your tool and your charger. No big deal, everybody's seen those. So like I said, I got the brushed version. So this is the brushed version. It's a really good looking rig. It's almost like a gunmetal gray. I mean, maybe not quite that dark, but the orange and black. So I'll end up doing orange wheels on there. I'm not sure about the tires yet. Let me pull this plastic off here real quick. Man, that thing really looks good, man. I like the way, I like what they did with this truck for something that you buy out of the box. And when you're looking at the 1/24 scale out of the box versus this 1/18 scale out of the box, I mean, if you got the place to run this one, it is a little bit bigger. It's not huge. I mean, this one right here's got a stretch on it, so let's just put it down here. So that's my IR60. So that's the IR60 with a stretch, and it is a teeny tiny bit shorter. There's not a huge difference, but the portals are going to make a difference as far as clearance is concerned. So let's pull the pins on this. Let's see what we can. Let's pull the pins on this and have a look inside. I haven't pulled the pins on this yet. Well, like I said, I haven't even looked at this thing. I've been watching videos trying to keep myself from opening this because I wanted to do it kind of on camera. I've got a course out here. I'm going to charge the battery today, then I'll pause the video, and then I'm going to go put this on my 24 scale course, and I just kind of want to get an idea if it handles it like nothing, which is what I think it should do, or if it doesn't. So here's what, like I said, this is the brush version. Everything in here looks, I mean, it's real nice, real clean. It's got a nice aluminum frame. They got it polished on the edges so you can see the aluminum in the background. Batteries over here on this side, which will be considered a passenger side. You know, your standard plastic links, plastic skid, plastic drive shafts, all that stuff, and the portal axles. So that gives you some clearance there looking at that. And just as comparison, this is, you know, that's the portals, and this is the Mias aluminum 52 degree. I love these axles and the aluminum. I think they're really nice looking. Yeah, I think they're going to perform well. These are going to give you a lot of clearance, but here's what I don't like about most portals is this pivot that hangs way down here. Now, I am going to buy some portal axles later on and play with them, but I'm going to buy the trills, because the trills relocate this way up higher here, so it's not down dragging in the rocks and stuff. And the reason why I like the trill and not these is because I run portals on my side-by-side that I actually drive for myself, and it's got portals on it, and they don't have, raise this up a little bit, the portals I got on my side-by-side don't have this huge pivot hanging way down here. It attaches way up higher, way up here, just like the trill portals do. So I got another project that I did not too long ago, and it's just basic stock, just some spare parts I had. I just moved them over to a little budget build, and my intent will be, I'm gonna see how this IR60 does with these axles against this. If the portals prove to be something that would benefit the IR60, then I'm gonna take the straights off of that, move them over to my budget build, because it would be a huge upgrade to that, and I'll order the trill portals for the IR60. But I'm gonna pause the video, and then I'm gonna charge the battery, and once we get the battery charged, we're gonna go out to the course. Okay guys, we made it out here to the track. I got the truck charged up. This is just usually where I start at. One thing I did notice is this truck is pretty light, so you know, but it's a good size, so we'll kind of see how it does. I'm just going to try to move the camera around and try to do this on my own here. Normally I'll go down this little valley area and turn to the left and come over there, and I'll just kind of see how it goes. Nope. Okay, we're going to start this again. I accidentally had the throttle set for backwards. I didn't know that was a thing on this one, but it is. You can flip a switch and it reverses the way the throttle operates. So, and that's on the controller. So let's just see if we can make it go without too many. One of the biggest problems in this valley right here is if you fall down in the crack, you can't get out of it, not without resetting by hand. I have to say that was pretty uneventful. Let's see how we do transition off this rock. So far this thing's doing, you know, well, even compared to, I've got a built SCX. Well, I say it's a SCX. It's a Frankenstein, but it's got all-wheel steer, and it's got weights, and it's got brushless motor, and it's got quite a bit of upgrades on it. And it don't go through there this easy, so far I say this is doing a good job. I'm gonna say it's nope, it got out. I'm surprised. This is usually a pretty hard transition to get. Yeah, you gotta get up onto the slope up here. So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit here. You gotta go up this rock and transition over to this ramp, so to speak. It's actually is doing really well. I mean, again, that was no task for this truck, so that was very simple. Is it because of the portals, or is it because it's just a bigger rig? I'm gonna say the portals are playing a pretty big part in this right now. Oh, we're digging in. This truck does have a 2-speed transmission. I don't know that I would ever really use a higher speed for anything, but if you were going to take it on a walking trail, you probably would. This area too is usually a pretty problematic transition, just because you fall down in that crack. But if you can ever get a bite, sometimes you gotta kind of go against the grain. There again, I think it's normally right here I can make this turn with my 4-wheel steer. This truck may not make it. Try to be careful not to slip off that rock. Hey. I'm gonna relocate the. I don't think we're gonna be able to get out of this spot here. Nope, not without my help. I'm gonna reset the truck. All right. We'll come down here and we're gonna go up along. I got this bank alongside those wood up verticals. It usually proves to be a challenge to get across there. To get up there and to get across there is normally a challenge. Well, to get up there without falling off. Stay up, stay up. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera. I want to say so far I'm impressed with this truck. I want to try to run along this ridge without falling off. This truck's a little bit wider than the 124 scale. I still have to use this rock that I'm about to get up on anyway, even in the 124th. But I think it's going to be difficult to keep this one up here without it slipping off. Yeah, it's going to... It may get about. The truck's pretty light, so I feel like it could get itself out of this position. The intended path on that is to come straight across, not to get sideways like this. So. Okay, let's reset. With some weight, though, I don't think that would be a problem. I'm going to set this up maybe for a little bit better chance of success and see if we can just come straight across. Because if we had some weight and maybe some better tires, we probably would not have slipped off of there. So this is the intended path that we would normally take. I think those tires are going to slip back off. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's a good save. Woo! I wouldn't turn into it. Okay, we've got one more path to do on this trail, which is just straight down through there. So we'll have a look at that, and then we'll do some final thoughts on this. The truck's doing really well. For something out of the box, definitely would recommend this truck. So we're just going to try to take it straight down through the middle. Hopefully without any major upsets. This thing really looks nice cutting through these rocks. I do like the way the portals look. And you know, with the portals and the obstructions on the ends of the steering axle, it's probably just going to be a matter of changing the way you drive a vehicle, just like a, you know, four-wheel steer versus just front wheel steer. Pretty much what I was talking about before. Normally once you get down in that crack in between these rocks, you don't really get back out of that, but this truck may have a chance. Yep, back it all the way back out. This area is just really tough. Once you get off your line, it's tough to recover. You stay on your line and stay out of the deep part, you're good. And I will say, with this truck, it's much easier to stay out of the bottom of this ravine than it is with the SCX-24. Even with the widened axles. Truck really looks nice. It's nice to have a rig that actually is performing really well out of the box, but also looks really well. You know, I haven't had to chop this thing up and cut all the fenders out of it, and you know, all the things that we normally do to make them perform well. We had to sacrifice a lot of looks for that to happen. If this thing can get out of this, that's going to be impressive. Because this is, I'm driving with one hand, so it's not not ideal. Let me see if I can back up, give it a little bit better chance, maybe. There we go. almost made it out of there. Let's try it again. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Yep, back in the same hole. Let me reset it on the ramp. Normally I don't come up from that one angle anyway. Yeah, I'm really impressed. I mean, this thing looks fantastic. Drives good. The servo's pretty stout, seems like. Definitely more stout than what you would normally get. And the price point on the brushless is really respectable. And I saw other reviews where a lot of people said they liked the brushless so much they didn't really see any reason to go to the brush version, but you know how we are. You leave nothing alone. Hey, this thing can make it out of some tough situations. That wasn't an easy spot to get out of. So I'm going to say the portals right now are going to be beneficial. There's going to be times where they're not, of course. We'll stop the video here, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts on this truck. For the price point, I think it was $168. You're getting a nice rig, and you're getting a capable rig. Is it perfect? Nope. But they're not ever going to be out of the box at that price. If you get perfect, it's going to be $500–600. So, but that's when we buy them like this. But this is a good starter. If you're looking for something that's a little bit bigger than the 1/24, but you want something capable, this is it. You're going to want to upgrade it. I'm not sure how I feel about the tires. I think the tires would be okay for a good while if we had some weight on this rig, and if we had a little bit of weight up front. I think the motor is very, very smooth. I think the servo is probably strong enough to an extent until we got a lot of weight involved. And this unit, man, it looks good. You know, the portals, like I said, you know, you're going to have to learn how to drive around these a little bit, but it didn't really present a whole lot of issues out there on the course. Now, keep in mind that course is designed for a 24 scale, but I still think that there's areas of that course that's not easy, no matter what you're driving on it in this size. I think this would be a good truck. I think upgrades I'd want to do is add some weight to the front. I'd probably want to change these drive shafts out early on and put some rims on it. I have seen people break the drive shafts. They're just like, they're plastic. You got portals, you got big tires. I mean, it would be easy to break one. So I would at least have some backup plastics or maybe some upgraded, you know, drive shafts for this rig. Like to see, you know, I'd probably change the links, skid plate, rims, and drive shafts, and probably drive like that for a while. But for mine, I'm gonna leave it stock until I get my IRC60 built, and I'm gonna build it out. It's gonna be about a $500 truck, maybe $460 when I get done with it. I'm gonna do some custom stuff on the shocks, or I've got in my mind, I've got some things I want to do. Whether it will work out or not, I don't know. It's gonna be experimental. I've never done it before. So then I want to see how a built 26 stretch will compete against this truck. This truck's gonna have bigger tires on it, a little bit bigger, but you know, I could put some bigger tires on the R60, I think. But until I get done with the suspension and everything, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And I do want to keep the R60 as low as I can, and see how much of a difference that makes. But anyway, thanks for stopping by my channel. Like I said, this is a new channel for me that's just gonna have my hobby stuff on it. I've got 2 other channels. One of them is another new channel. So this one's gonna have mostly just hobby stuff. I've got airplanes that I fly, racing quads that I fly, freestyle quads that I fly, and I don't fly them as much as I used to. But I may get back to flying those. So you may see a little bit of that on there, but I feel like you're probably going to see more of the rock crawling. I've got some fast RCs. I don't really drive them too much anymore. I don't like them as much because they're fun until you hit something, and then they're expensive. And that's okay if you're having fun with them, but just to go out and drive something fast by yourself and they break, and you know, that's not as much fun as doing the rock crawling. I like the slower, I like to watch the articulation and all that stuff on these rigs. But anyway, if you don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. I don't know how often I'm going to be putting out videos, you know, maybe once a month or something like that for now. Maybe they'll increase, but I will definitely keep you upgraded on the IR60. I've got the shocks are coming in today. Once I get that set up, I'm gonna order the drive shafts. Once I get the drive shafts connected to the transmission and all that cleared, and determine where I'm gonna put the battery at and the electronics, I'm gonna order all that stuff. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do brushless or brushed on the IR60 or not. I'm probably gonna do brushless, and then I gotta decide what size is gonna fit in there, okay? So I'm doing this a step at a time because I want it to be right, and I want it to be not the best in the world, but the best that I can do for a certain budget. You know, I don't want to have $1,000 tied up in that rig, but if I've got, you know, 400 in it or so, I'm okay with that. This rig will run off of my Spectrum controller. The thing I like about my Spectrum controller, I connect it to any vehicle, and like my four-wheel steer vehicle, I can control the back axle solely by itself, or the front axle by itself, or I can control it as it comes stock. So I can turn the back axle on its own if I'm in a bind, or I can make it back to just like a normal two-wheel drive, and then I can do all four the same direction or all four opposite directions. So I do like having the ability to bind up my rigs to a nice controller instead of just using the controller that comes with them. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hit a like, hit a subscribe if you want to. Hopefully Scotty's hobbies will grow and maybe be something y'all enjoy watching. Y'all have a good day.